It all began in the late 30s and early 40s when Max Walker met a beautiful young lady called Margaret Fisher. And somehow, some way, Max talked Margaret into marrying him. Actually, I think it was a God thing. But they got married in 1943, and they settled in a small town in Kansas, Fowler, Kansas. Now, Fowler is a small place, but I got to tell you something. Some great, significant, big things took root there. The family took root there. Some of the family still lives there. And what we now know as Walker Manufacturing took root there as well. And what a history, storied narrative this has been. Margaret and Max raised a wonderful family. And they have 4 children, Bob, Ruth, Dean, and Nina. And those children also married really well. And we want to take just a moment to introduce these family members and their children and their grandchildren right now. And so let's start with Bob Walker. He's kind of the leader of the pack, you know, the eldest. And Bob Walker and Barbara, if you would stand along with your extended family. I don't know where you are. If you're standing, raise your hand. We want to recognize. There they are, right down there. Wonderful. Let's welcome the Bob and Barbara Walker family. So glad to have you here. And then Ruth Walker met a wonderful man by the name of Dave Saunders, and they married. And they've had some children as well. And we want Dave and Ruth Saunders and your extended family, wherever you are, would you please stand as well or raise your hand? Right down here in front, I see you right there. Let's welcome them. Good to see you here today. Wonderful, wonderful. And then Dean and Suzanne Walker. Now, Dean, he married way up when he met Suzanne, and they got married. And Dean and Suzanne are here with their kids and grandkids. And would you please stand as well, wherever you are? Right down here. Good. Yes. Wonderful. Let's welcome the Dean and Suzanne Walker family. And then the youngest. They saved the best for last, maybe. I don't know. Right, Nina? But Nina Walker met and married John Rattle. And what a wonderful couple. And Nina and John and your family, would you please stand? We want to recognize you as well. Hey, right there they are. Good to see you. Wonderful, wonderful. What a great family. Well, as the Walker products were designed and manufactured, the company began to grow. And as it grew, the family began to grow as well. The extended family began to grow. And we would like that extended family included employees and suppliers and salespeople and customers, of course. And we want to take just a moment to introduce and recognize some of you today. If you are a past or present employee of Walker Manufacturing, would you stand or raise your hand? Good, right over here. We're surrounded by them. Welcome. You know, this great company is great for a lot of reasons. It has a good business plan. It has great strategies when it comes to branding and marketing and all those things that make a company like this what it is. But if you ask the leaders of this company what makes this company so great, the first thing they're going to say is it's our people. It's our employees. It's the people who show up and live out our purpose and our mission. So way to go, team. And we're so glad that you and your family members are with us today. We know we have a number of distributors and dealers of the Walker mowers here with us. We want to welcome you. Would you please stand or raise your hand? We want to welcome you. Good, over here. There are several places. Good, welcome. I know some of you have traveled from across the United States and beyond our borders. We're just delighted to have you here with us. And then we have a great group of suppliers and those who provide services for Walker Manufacturing. Would you please stand or raise your hand as well? A great number of you are here. Good, yes, let's welcome them as well. I see those hands, wonderful. Good to see you. And then we have a great number of Walker owners and operators. We want to recognize you, and we want to just congratulate you on having good judgment in buying such a fine product as a Walker mower. So if you're an owner or operator of Walker mowers, would you stand or raise your hand? We have raving fan customers. Welcome. We're so glad that you're with us. This is going to be so much fun. there's another group of people that includes folks like me. So if you didn't raise your hand or stand in one of the other categories of family, we want to recognize you right now. If you're an extended family member or just a friend like my wife and our daughter are, would you raise your hand or stand right now as well? Yeah, you can stand too. That's good. Yeah, good. Welcome. Well, everyone is welcomed here at the Walker Mower Family Reunion, and we're so very glad that you're here. One of the great parts of the success of the Walker Mower and Walker Manufacturing Company has really been its growth and its reach around the world. And we currently, Walker mowers are sold, of course, throughout the United States. But in addition to this country, Walker mowers, are you ready? Are sold in 31 other countries. That is impressive, I believe. Yeah, we ought to celebrate that, absolutely. And we have several guests, international guests, representing some of these countries with us today. We want to say a special word of welcome to you. You've driven or flown the longest to get here, and it's just meaningful to all of us and to the family and to Walker Manufacturing that you would be here with us. And it's our privilege to read now the countries where Walker mowers are sold, and it's a privilege right now to read to you the 2018 Recognition of Nations where Walker mowers are sold. If you're from one of these countries, when I read your country name, would you please stand, and we would want to recognize you as well. Let's begin with the first country, Australia. I know we have a number of folks here from Australia. Austria, wonderful, yes, good, I see that. Austria, Barbados, Belgium, Canada, I know we have a number of friends from Canada. Yes, good to see you. Welcome. The Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany. I know we have a number of folks here from Germany. We welcome you. Hungary, Iceland, Ireland, Israel, Italy. I believe there are some friends from Italy here today. Japan, we welcome you. Yes, Japan, Latvia, Malaysia, the Netherlands, we welcome you. Some folks here from the Netherlands. New Caledonia, New Zealand, I know we have some folks here from New Zealand. Welcome, great to see you. Good to have you with us. Norway, Russia, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, I know some folks here are from Switzerland, we welcome you. The United Kingdom, some friends also here. There we are. Good. Welcome. Welcome. And also Vietnam. We welcome each and every one of you to this wonderful occasion. Thank you for making the trip. We hope you have a great weekend. We believe and we know that you will. And now would you all stand? We, as our flag, the United States of America flag, is raised here back behind me to my right. Would you join me? And let's sing together our national anthem. Let's sing together. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, that's wonderful. God bless America. I may have pitched that just a little too high, but that's all right. You all sounded great. You may be seated. What a wonderful country. What a privilege to live here in America. We want to thank all of you, again, wherever you've come from, whatever country you represent, you are part of the diverse family known as Walker Manufacturing. So again, welcome to each and every one of you. I now have the privilege of introducing two people who may not really need an introduction. Many of you know them. I suspect all of you know them, but I want to introduce them to you anyways. I'm referring to Dean Walker and Bob Walker. These gentlemen have the DNA of this great company in them, and they joined this company in the mid-1970s. And when they joined the company, they made some promises. They first made a promise. I was in a meeting where they were talking about this. It was really inspiring to listen in to their conversation about those early days when they joined the company and all the great stories and all that. But they made a decision, several decisions. They made a decision they were going to be united. They were going to be united. They made a decision they were going to be steadfast in their purpose and in this company's mission. And they made a decision they were going to be principled in their leadership. And all of those qualities are a part of the DNA of this company. And they have developed certainly great strategies, all of those kinds of things that are needed to grow a company like this with a global reach. We want to thank them for their faithfulness to the vision of Max and Margaret Walker, their parents. And they really represent today the work of a great host of folks represented here out in front of me. I first want to introduce you Dean Walker. Dean is a man of great stature, not just in height, but has a great heart as well. Dean is the Vice President of Engineering and Manufacturing. And would you please join me right now in welcoming Dean Walker to this podium? He wants to greet you right now. Dean, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to see all of you, and this is a great event. As Brian was alluding to, my mom and dad, this event definitely brings back a lot of fond memories for me and for our family, and particularly this vintage vehicle tent over here has sparked a lot of great memories of my mom and dad. And so we appreciate you being here. A beautiful day that we have, that we're being blessed with, and we just hope that this event will be something special for you and for your family. This event brings a new meaning to the word family, or maybe brings back again, since it was 2008 that we had our last family reunion. But it's a great time of coming together, and we appreciate your efforts to be here. A lot of you have come a long, long way, and so without you, we wouldn't be having this event, so we thank you for that. And Bob's going to come now and give you the official statement of the company. So thank you very much.
Well, I do want to introduce to you formally the president of Walker Manufacturing, Bob Walker. When I first met Bob Walker, it didn't take me long to know that this was a man who had a head for business, but a heart for people. This was a man who was guided by a deep personal faith, a principled man, a man of integrity, just like his brother Dean. It is a distinct privilege now to introduce to you the president of Walker Manufacturing, Mr. Bob Walker, as he brings the state of the company address. Let's welcome Bob at this time, would you? There you are.
I'm glad that for each one of you that are here today. So I like to follow a little outline. I'll try to tell you a little bit of where we've been, where we're at, and where we're going. That's the idea behind the company, state of the company address. So here's where we've been. Well, the company started 61 years ago by my parents on the family farm in Fowler, Kansas, a little town of about 700 people, pretty close to Dodge City, Kansas, if you know any of the towns in Kansas. My dad was a farmer, but he got the vision of moving from farming to manufacturing. That was when I was in the 7th grade. And anyway, he started with no formal training in engineering, manufacturing, or business. He basically had grown up on a farm, and but he got a vision of being in the manufacturing business. And so it was very humble beginnings for my dad. It was just him and my mom. After the start and some struggles in the early years manufacturing golf cars, and you can see those in our vintage vehicle display, and then my dad moved into the little truck, and those are also over on the display, the Walker Power truck. We think about 1,000 golf cars were manufactured in the 60s, or in the late 50s and early 60s, and then the power truck, about 1,000 of those also were manufactured in Kansas. And finally, then up in Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming. The company was sold and moved to Casper in 1968, and after 2 years in Casper, the company went into bankruptcy. My dad used to like to say, I lost everything except my family, and my faith in God was all I had left at that time. The company was restarted. Maybe I'm getting too close to this. The company was restarted in 1972, manufacturing tractor cab coolers for a company here in Greeley, Colorado. It's about 20 miles east of here, and that brought us to Colorado. The company moved here in 1974 to manufacture the cooler products. 2 years later, and my brother and I had both joined the company in 1975. 2 years later, we built our first lawnmower prototype in 1977, 41 years ago. So that was a real, at the time, we were mainly producing tractor cab coolers. We thought the lawnmower was mainly a hobby project, just something to keep us, we like to work on new products and ideas, and but after building the first 3 prototypes, and you can see those again in the vintage display, we finally began to think about marketing the lawnmower. And so the first lawnmowers were built in 1980, 25 units were built. It took us about a year to build 25 of them because there was no real tooling involved. It was a lot of hand building. And then it took us 2 years to sell the first 25 because we had no distributors or dealers. But along the way, first of all, we began to meet some people, and one of the first people we met at a trade show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was a company called Precision Work, and they were a power equipment company up in the northeastern United States, and they're our oldest distributor, and they all have on these. Let's see, where are they at? I want them to stand and just wave. They're off over here. That's our oldest distributor. They began working with us in 1982, so they've been our longest time distributor. Another first then for us, and 2 years later, we sent our first export machine to Australia, one sample machine in Australia, and today, almost 8,000 machines have been sent to Australia from that beginning. So that's been a great market for us. And finally, the distribution took us a long time to develop it. It was by 1988 and 89 before we finally got the whole United States under contract to sell to where there would be dealers and distributors in the United States. In 1990, we moved, in May of 1990, we moved to this building. We'd been in a leased warehouse building about 5 miles east of here, or west of here, 15,000 square foot building. That's where we built the first lawnmowers. But finally, we were able to build this first facility here and move in 1990. It took us 49 semi-loads of equipment and parts and inventory to move the whole company here to this place in 1990. A couple years later, we added on to the building. The next addition was 1994, so it'll be 4 years. And finally, in 2002, we built the building that lays north and south over on the east end of the building. So there were 3 additions. Today we have a total of 216,000 square feet of space, 200,000 for manufacturing, and then we have 60 acres of land that we're sitting on here that gives us a lot of area to do test mowing, but also to hold events like this. We didn't even dream of it when we first came here that we'd ever gather everybody together on the lawn, but anyway, here we are, and what an exciting time it is to have you be here with us. We had produced, some of you have been here for our other celebrations. In the year 2000, we had manufactured our 50,000 mowers. In the year 2008, we'd manufactured 100,000, and here we are now today manufacturing 150,000. You might ask, why did it take us 10 years to build 50,000 machines? It should have been going a little faster than that. We fell into a deep hole in 2009. A lot of companies struggled in 2009 with the recession here in the United States and also around some world areas. And again, we hope we had to really slow down. I can tell you we only survived that time with the Lord's help, and with my dad always had the idea to save up for a hard time. So we had savings, and that helped us live through the hard time that came in 2009. Another thing that helped us is not carrying a bunch of debt. And that was another thing that Dad taught Dean and I as we were growing up. The export business has continued to be a great part of our company's business. We've already talked about all the countries. Export sales represent about 25 to 30% of our total output over the shipping out of here over since the late 80s, early 90s. Export business has been very important. 17 European countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand are all principal markets for us these days. We've, if you count market share, how much share does Walker have of commercial riding mowers in the United States market? There was a time in the earlier, in the mid-90s, we were up to about 8%. These days, we're more like 2%. The market has actually grown faster than we haven't kept up with the market growth. But nevertheless, we've maintained our niche in the market, and we're thankful and happy to have continued to be able to participate in the market here in the United States. Where we're at now is my next thing to tell you about. Well, first of all, our thinking is we're a Colorado family in the manufacturing business. That's who we are. We love manufacturing. So right away we'll tell you we don't want other people to do the manufacturing and put our name on it. We want to do it right here in this place. Yeah. And I can tell you also that this is a family-owned and family-managed business. We have no outside investors, no debt. We're not being held by bankers. It's family-owned and family-managed, and we're moving into our 3rd generation. Dean and I are 2nd generation. My 2 nephews are now moving into place to lead the company into the future. So we're very optimistic about the future. We continue to make significant investments in our factory. We haven't gone out and the money that's been made and gone out and got into other things. We've concentrated putting the money back, reinvesting back into the company. We're doing, as you walk through on the plant tour, you'll recognize, some of you, how much we've brought quite a bit of technology or automation into the factory, and we're not done doing that. We'll continue to invest in automation, robot welding machines, programmable machining centers and bending machines, automated powder application for finish coats. All that's being done with some automation. But I also want to say to you that we try to maintain a good balance between automation and craftsmen. We believe that the great quality of the product that we're trying to build requires craftsmen who put a lot of pride into the production of the product. And we have that kind of team, we believe, here at the factory. Our production capacity, how many do we make a day? This year we topped out at 32 machines a day. That will allow us to produce about 6,500 machines this year, and that's with 200 employees. So it gives you an idea of kind of the size or capacity. The people that sell and service the equipment is a network of 16 distributors in the United States, 33 export distributors, and 1,200 dealers worldwide. We believe very much that sales with service is the way we should sell our product, and that service is delivered by dealers. There are no factory direct sales or any mass merchant sales. Everything is sold, all of our equipment is sold through dealers. Even here in Fort Collins, you'd think, well, maybe if you could do a back door where people could back up and buy a lawnmower here at the factory, that's something we should do. But even here at Fort Collins, we have a local dealer. We have a dealer in Loveland, one in Longmont, one over in Greeley. These are all, if you're buying a machine locally, you'll be buying it from a dealer instead of from the factory, because we want to support our program. Our main customer today for the mowers are small to medium-sized landscape contractors. About 60% of our product goes to the contractors, and then about 35% of the machines go to private owners, people who do their own mowing and they want a machine like the Walker to help them maintain their property. We have good brand recognition that we've been able to build up over the years. The surveys that are done, even though we're a pretty small part of the overall industry, we still get a nice brand. A lot of people give a brand preference for the Walker mower, and we're very, very thankful for that. One more point, these days, we started out in the industry with steering levers. We were one of the earlier companies to start with a steering lever machine. Back in those years, the steering wheel was the popular style machine, but it crossed over in 1996 where levers became more and more popular. Finally, the big companies joined in where they had stayed back with steering wheels. They finally began to produce steering lever machines, and today we can tell you 99% of the machines that are produced in commercial riding mowers are steering lever machines. Only 1% today would still have steering wheels. So we pretty well the industry's pretty well completely switched around. Where are we going? That's my last part, last section. Well, first of all, we're excited about the future. We believe our best days are ahead, and you're part of that. And we want you to know we're excited looking at the future. What does the future look like to us? Well, first of all, a key point is that we stay independent. We want to do that, stay as an independent company. That's our strong goal, and it has been for all these years, to stay independent and not join forces with someone else. We do that financially by being a family-owned company. We don't have outside people having control of what we're doing and the decisions that we make here at the company. We like to do our own product development. From the very start, Dean and my dad built the very first lawnmowers, and we have a team now of several more than just Dean by himself, but still we like to do that work ourselves. We also like to do the manufacturing ourselves. A very popular concept for a lot of manufacturers is to outsource. They want other people to make a lot of what they do, and they bring it in and maybe assemble it or put it into a box and put their name on it and say, we manufactured that. They really didn't. Somebody else did it for them. For us, we like to insource. That's the way we talk about it here. We like to do our own work. We get to control the quality of the product. We get to set our own schedule and manufacture in what we call level manufacturing. That's a choice that we've made. We manufacture lawnmowers year-round so that everybody that works in the company has a full-time job. We have no seasonal or part-time workers in the company. We do have a little bit of summer help here, I should say that, but mainly all the permanent jobs are year-round jobs here at the company, and we've deliberately worked our program to do that. If other people were in control of this company, I think you might find they would do it a different way, but for us, this is our way and the way we want to do it. So as long as we're in control, we get to make that decision. We like to sell also the idea of being independent. We like to work with independent business people. So our distributors and dealers are also independent business people, and we like working with them because of our ideas about being independent. The future for us also means to keep our family culture, our company culture, and that would be to stay with the principles that have brought us this far. There's the old and the new. We definitely want to be moving ahead and staying ahead of the progress in our industry and with opportunities that we have. But on the other hand, we want to stay with our principles that have brought us this far and helped us to succeed as we've been able to do. We are intent on mentoring our next generation family leaders. That is, Dean and I are now working with my two nephews and other, not just our nephews, but also other third generation aged people, being a mentor to them so that they can carry on into the next generation. We've have a planned third generation company ownership and leadership transition that was started a little over 6 years ago. So we're not waiting until we get too old to transition. We're doing it on a very good timing, we think, so that we have plenty. We're hoping to have at least 10 years of transition time and working with our third and mentoring our third generation. A goal for us has been and continues to be that we with this factory, with some more investment, but with this factory, we would like to be able to build 50 machines a day and 10,000 machines in a year. We haven't managed to do that yet, so it remains as a goal of ours. But we like to have goals, and we'll look forward to the day when you might say, why haven't you done it? We try to manufacture at the same rate as machines are sold. So we could manufacture 10,000, but we haven't got to the level of selling 10,000 in 1 year. But we believe we can do that, and that continues to be a goal of ours into the future. We'd like to set a goal of having 3% market share among U.S. manufacturers as a goal. That doesn't sound like a lot, but if this whole industry right now is shipping about 270,000 lawnmowers per year in the United States, commercial riding mowers, so it's a big market, and 3% of that's a very nice share for us. We want to continue to have continuous product improvement. My brother is, I like to brag on him a little bit. Most designers, they like to design something and then move on to the next big project. They don't want to spend any more time working on something they worked on in the past. My brother's not like that. I almost would say he's obsessed with performance, high performance. And that means he keeps going back to the machines and working to make them work better and last longer and be a better value for people. That's what Dean's work is, and he's done a great job of it. For those of you that have seen the mower across the years, you recognize how many improvements have been made to the machine since those early editions of the machine. Well, another thing we want to say is we'd like to stay focused. We think it's important. So many companies talk about diversity, and they try to get into all kinds of other things to do. We want to stay focused on our lawnmower product line. We don't have plans to get into some other kind of different product range or something like that. We want to stay focused. Finally, here's just some end notes for you at the end of this little company address. We treasure long-term relationships. It's something we work and value above so many other things. We want to work with people for a long, long time, and it's come true for us. If we think about our suppliers, our service providers, our employees. Incidentally, our employees, we average about 11 years average length of time in the company. Out of 200 people, 11 years. I think that's a good record, and we're proud of the people that have come and stayed in the company for a long time. We also have long-term relationships with our distributors. Witness Precision Work, 1982, we're still working together with them and their market in the northeastern United States. The dealers, many of the dealers have been working with us. As I greeted out here at the gate this morning, several of you mentioned I've been a dealer for 25 years. Well, we treasure that. And finally, end customers, people that buy our machines and put them to work. We love hearing the stories of longevity where people have bought a machine. A lot of manufacturers will say, well, you need to get rid of that one and buy a new one. But for us, we love the idea that the older machines are out there still working and providing value for the investment that was made. That means so much to us that we get excited about that thought. I just talked to a man, I forgot where he's from, but he's told me my mower has about, I think it was about 6,000 hours on it. His son had overhauled the engine a couple times, but he got 6,000 hours on his machine. We like to hear that. That's great. Well, at the top, we like to live with gratitude. That's the way we were taught. And I just want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to all of you. First of all, I'd like to just say, remember my dad and mom. They're the ones that took the risk to go from farming to manufacturing. If they hadn't done what they did, I don't think we'd be here today. So thanks to Mom and Dad for what they did. Thanks to our many faithful employees that have worked in the company for so many years. Some of these folks that work, I always think about welders, people that get under a welding hood and weld parts. Some of them have done that for years. And it takes a special person that cares about their work to be able to weld for 20 or 30 years, whatever. It's amazing. And we have our gratitude, again, goes to our suppliers, distributors, dealers, customers. We don't want to say thank you to all of you. At the top of the list, we'd like to thank the Lord. Yeah, it's the Lord that gives us life and opportunity and strength and wisdom. And we need all of that to carry on our work here. And we thank the Lord for His provision for us. This is not the work of a few. Imagine what it takes to design and manufacture and sell and service 150,000 lawnmowers. It's an awesome work that has been done, and it's a big family. It takes a big family to do it, and you've all helped us do this, and we want to thank you for that. And just the last phrase, thank to each one of you for your part in this story of the Walker family.
Well, Bob, you did it. I'm ready to be hired. I can clean. I'll do whatever you need. I'll just sign up right now. You know what? Companies have a culture. Do you know that? They do. Companies have a heart and soul. And that heart and soul is formed by leaders like this, Bob and Dean and the leadership team. And I think these are just great days. Bob, as you were speaking, I thought of a gentleman by the name of Dag Hammarskjöld. He's a Swedish-born engineer. As he looked back over his life, he said, for all that has been, thanks. For all that is yet to be, yes. I think that's the way Walker Manufacturing is. As we look back, we can say thanks in the good times and the difficult times. Thanks for people who showed up and built the business and did the work and made it what it is today. But as we look forward, it's going to take some new thinking and all of those kinds of things. We're going to say yes. We're going to lean in. Hey, what a great delight to hear a little bit about what's happening here at Walker Manufacturing. Well, we're going to close this ceremony down in just a moment. But before we do that, could you find your program guide? It looks just like this. And if you don't have one of these, we would love for you in just a moment when we conclude here to make your way over to the hospitality tent, which is that smaller white logoed tent right to my right, your left. And if you have questions or need anything, stop by there, but they have program guides there as well. This is a wonderful program guide. Inside is the schedule of events. You want to pay attention to that. And then it has the list of all of the various ceremonies, musical performances, which are many and varied and are just going to be terrific, all taking place on this stage right here. And then there is a list of all the activities and attractions, pages of activities and attractions, lots of experiences to be had. They're all listed in here. There's a list of vendors, food vendors. We're going to eat our way through this weekend. I'll tell you, it's going to be glorious. And then we know an event like this doesn't just happen. It takes a lot of folks working. It takes a lot of sponsors who come alongside Walker Manufacturing. We want to recognize those sponsors. They're listed here on the banners on either side of the stage. They're also listed toward the back of the program here, but we do want to take a moment and just say thank you to all of our sponsors who've made this possible today. In fact, let's give them a round of applause. Would you join me in thanking them for their support of this great reunion weekend? That's wonderful. Now, one other thing before we close that you'll notice is there's some great giveaways that are a part of this weekend, all kinds of amazing giveaways, and we want to give things away in several formats. The first way we want to give some things away is based on your wristband. You all have a wristband. Take a look at that wristband right now. There's a number on that wristband, and from time to time during our ceremonies, there'll be a random number selected. Noah is going to be working our random number selection program, and one of those numbers is going to show up on the Jumbotron, and when you see your number, that means you have won a giveaway, and that's a good thing. And if you see your number up there, just come right down here to the front of the stage, see someone here in the red shirt, Tim or Daniel or some of these young men over here, and make sure you get your giveaway. We're going to give some of those away right now. We're going to try and see how this works, all right? What do you say? Tim, thank you. All right, here we go. This first giveaway is 2 100 Visa gift cards provided by Universal Forest Products. And we're going to draw for 2. Each one of you will receive a $100 Visa gift card. Noah, let's show those numbers of our winners right now on the Jumbotron. There we go. There's our first winner. Congratulations. And do we have a second winner as well? All right. Make your way down to the front. Let's congratulate these 2 winners. Wonderful. Tim, do we have some more things we're going to give away? Wonderful. I love giving things away. This is fun. Good. Make sure you make your way down here to the front. Good. All right. We have 2 250 gift cards. Hey, terrific. From Superior Gearbox Company. We want to thank them for their support. This is a drawing for 2. Each one will receive a 250 gift card. And Noah, let's see the winners. 51373 and 49111. Make your way down to the front. Let's congratulate these winners as well. Good. All right. You have to be present to win, so be sure you're here. Good, good, good. I don't see any movement, but I'm sure someone is making their way down to the front. Excellent. You have another one? Good. Hey. An iPad. Hey, I like that. From Stewart Manufacturing provided this giveaway, an Apple iPad. Noah, let's see what the number is here. Who's our winner? 49615. 49615. An Apple iPod provided by Stewart Manufacturing. Let's congratulate this winner. Good. Good, good, good. And they're coming, I think. Great. We have another one. Wow. Hey, wow, my goodness. If no one claims this, I'll take it, Tim. $50 of cash from SAE Products. $50 cash. Good. Who's the winner, Noah? 50970. You're the winner. $50 cold cash right down here in front. Good. Hey, all right, over here. Good, good. Let's congratulate them. Hey, this is fun. Wonderful. Thank you again, SAE Products, for $50 cash. Good. Hey, thanks, guys, for your help. Wonderful. 5 more numbers, Noah. 5 more numbers. Let's roll it. 51775. 51775. Give a holler. Make your way down to the front. Good. We have a winner. That's good. Good, good, good. All right, is there another number here? Yeah. 50818. 50818. What's the next number, Noah? 49414. 49414. Let's have another one, Noah. 50887. 50887. Did I hear a yay over here? Good. Tim, what do you think? One more? A few more. All right, let's keep it rolling, Noah. 51709. 51709. Make your way down to the front. Let us know that you're coming by a shout out of some kind. Noah, what's another one? 59004. 59004. 49004. Forgive me. Thanks for catching that. Good. Noah, what's another one? Is that 49662? Good. All right. We should probably give away a set of sunglasses. We'll do the rest later. All right. Well, that's one way we're going to give away giveaways. We have 2 other ways we're going to do some giveaways, and one of that is through our slingshot team. Are they present? And can we see how that's going to work? Slingshot team, where are you? Let's put some things in the air. Going to do the cannon now? Oh, the air cannon. Yeah, good. The air cannon is the other way we're going to give away some gifts. And I saw this in operation the other day. I asked if I could run the air cannon. Kyle said, no, you're way underqualified. So I said, well, Kyle, you can do this, and maybe I can do that. Hey, there we go. Up in the air. Yeah, wow. Kyle, way to go. Woo. Now that's the way Walker Manufacturing operates right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, that is fantastic. Good. Wow. Oh, right there in the front. Good. On the 50-yard line. It is fun to watch this from the platform here. This is great. I think Kyle's having too much fun. This would not surprise you, but this air cannon was manufactured right here at Walker Manufacturing. That's fantastic. Is that the slingshot there? I don't know. Well, hey, there's going to be all kinds of ways we're going to give things away, all right? So, hey, that's great. Well, hey, we'll continue to launch some more of these. But before we continue that, if we can get Kyle to just take a moment here, we're going to do more of those kind of giveaways. That's a whole lot more exciting than see a number on a screen, isn't it? But it's hard to launch an iPad through the air cannon. So anyways, hey, I want to thank you again for being a part of this reunion. We want to tell you that at 3:15 to my left will be the parade route. And we want to make sure, after you've heard some great music here on the stage and taken part in all the activities and experiences, we want to make sure you're a part of the parade at 3:15. Over here to my left, there'll be some cones that will mark the route, but you'll want to be a part of that. That, again, is at 3:15. And right now, it is my privilege. I think that concludes this opening ceremony. Now we want to move on to our opening music act.